Namaste children, welcome back to the class. The next part of the video, that is Introduction to Trigonometry class 10 exercise 8.3 here from NCERT. So the third question, tan theta whole divided by 1 minus cot theta plus cot theta whole divided by 1 minus tan theta, which is equal to 1 plus secant theta into cosecant theta. So in the previous video we have seen some important identities which I have shown you, and I have told you to just go through thoroughly, so that it's very important for your, unless and until you be thorough with this important identities of this exercise, especially this exercise, you will not understand these problems, as well as you cannot solve this problem. So better, this is a very easy, I made you easy so that you can go through with this important identities which is used only in this exercise. Okay children, let us start with the problem. So now again we will take your list LHS. LHS is equal to, that is tan theta whole divided by 1 minus cot theta plus cot theta whole divided by 1 minus tan theta. So now we know that what is tan theta and cot theta. So tan theta is sin theta by cos theta. So I'll write here tan theta, that is nothing but I'll consider as an sin theta by cos theta whole divided by 1 minus cot theta is cos theta by sin theta plus again cot theta is nothing but what? Cos theta by sin theta whole divided by 1 minus tan theta is again sin theta by cos theta. This is a relationship between tan theta and cot theta. Okay. Now, by taking the LCM in both the sides here, so that is sin theta by cos theta whole divided by, here if I nothing is here, we'll multiply with the sin theta, so that we will get it as an sin theta minus cos theta divided by sin theta plus cos theta by sin theta divided by, here again nothing is there, by taking LCM as an cos theta minus sin theta divided by cos theta. Okay. Now this part I will take it towards numerator, and the value changes denominator to numerator and numerator to denominator. That is sin theta into denominator gets sin theta whole divided by cos theta into sin theta minus cos theta plus, here again cos theta into cos theta whole divided by sin theta into cos theta minus sin theta. Okay. Now next step here, so sin theta into sin theta, we'll write it here, that is sin square theta divided by cos theta into sin theta minus cos theta plus again cos theta into cos theta, that is cos square theta divided by sin theta into cos theta minus sin theta. Now by taking this one, so now we cannot change the values now, so we will go with one step which directly we can do it. Here instead of taking the plus, we have positive sin theta, we'll make it here minus sin theta as in positive sin theta. Why means, for doing this, we have to multiply that, children. We have to multiply. So first we'll complete this one. Sine square theta, that is cos theta into sin theta minus cos theta plus cos square theta divided by sin theta. So instead of taking a cos theta, I will take it here minus sin theta and plus coefficient of that cos theta, that is plus cos theta. So now after getting this, what we can do it here means I will multiply here, one step here, multiply minus sign, that is minus with positive with plus. Okay, multiply minus with plus. So now you multiply here. When we multiply this one with plus, then it becomes what? Minus, that is sin square theta divided by cos theta into sin theta minus cos theta, then minus into plus minus, again cos square theta divided by sin theta into sin theta minus cos theta. Okay. Now again by taking the common, that is by taking common, so what we can do it here by taking common. So here we have the sin theta minus cos theta and here also sin theta minus cos theta. So we'll take it as a common here so that it becomes, that is 1 which is equal to, one second, 1 divided by sin theta minus cos theta into sin square theta divided by, that is cos theta minus of, again what is the minus of, that is cos square theta into sin theta, that is minus of cos square theta divided by sin theta. Now again we can take it here minus LCM so that we can bring it here, or yeah, we'll get it if we multiply here into sin theta and here into cos theta. So we get what we get here, that is 1 by sin theta minus cos theta into sin square into sin theta is sin cube theta whole divided by cos theta minus cos cube theta by sin theta. So now this is in the form of, children, a cube minus b cube. Okay, a cube minus b cube. So a cube minus b cube, that is nothing but a minus b into a square plus b square plus ab. Right? So now by using that we will solve it. So which is equal to, that is 1 by sin theta minus cos theta into, that is into sin cube theta, so this a cube minus b cube, a minus b, so that means sin theta minus cos theta. You can write here, children, whole divided by cos theta into sin theta also. I have written here separate after taking the LCM, sorry for that. So into, that is I will write in the next step, sin square theta plus cos square theta plus a again, that is sin theta into cos theta. Okay. Now whole divided by, here I am writing children, here I have not written, so I am sin theta into cos theta. Okay. Now this sin theta minus cos theta, sin theta minus cos theta, and sin theta minus cos theta, I'll get cancel it. So remaining value what we have now, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta plus sin theta into cos theta, whole divided by sin theta into cos theta. So now we know again the identity sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So as I have seen in the, as I have shown you in the identity, that is here sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Alright. So we'll take it here, that is, which implies sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1 plus sin theta into cos theta whole divided by sin theta into cos theta. Now we know the value, that is 1 plus sin theta is what here? 1 by cosecant theta, and cos theta is 1 by secant theta. So we'll write here, which is equal to, that is 1 upon cosecant theta into 1 upon sec theta. By taking towards here, so we get the value, that is 1 plus cosecant theta into secant theta, which is equal to RHS. Hence, proved. Okay, children. And with this, one more we will solve it, the fourth problem, right? So now, fourth one. So fourth, that is, yeah, the question from the textbook, that is 1 plus secant, 1 plus secant A whole divided by secant A, which is equal to sin square A divided by 1 minus cos A. So again LHS and RHS. So that is, first we'll consider an LHS, right? So children, it's not mandatory that always we have to take it by LHS. You can take it by, you can solve by RHS also. Okay, you can prove it in any way. 1 plus secant A whole divided by sec A, that is, which implies secant A is what here? That is 1 by cos A whole divided by secant A, again it becomes 1 by cos A. So by taking here LCM again, so it becomes what? Which implies cos A plus 1 divided by cos A whole divided by 1 upon cos A. Now, here easily you can bring it here, that side towards the numerator, or else you can cancel here itself, that is cos A, I will cancel it. So we get remaining values, that is cos A plus 1. Now here it cannot end here itself, because in the RHS they have mentioned 1 minus cos A, but we have the value of 1 plus cos A. So to get that one, we will, the one step we will add it here, that is by multiply and divide by 1 minus cos A. Multiply and divide by 1 minus cos A. Okay. So now we'll multiply and divide it here. That is, which implies 1 minus cos A into 1 plus cos A and whole divided by 1 minus cos A. So now we know very well. Again, it's nothing but here. That is A minus B This is a minus b and a plus b. A minus b into a plus b. So it becomes what? A square minus b square. Right? So bring it here again, which implies a square, that is nothing but 1 square, minus b square, it's nothing but cos square a, whole divided by 1 minus cos a. That is 1 square is 1, minus cos square is cos square a, whole divided by 1 minus cos a. And we know that according to the identity cos square theta, that is 1 minus cos square theta is sin square theta. From the identity we got it here, that is sin square a, whole divided by 1 minus cos a. That is RHS. Hence proved. So we got now that is sin square a by 1 minus cos a. So we got it here, right? So I hope you understood with this following easy steps, and I hope if you did not subscribe to my channel, do subscribe and share with your friends or classmates, right? Thank you children, and watch for the next part of the video. Thank you.